Every time you pick up your phone, there are these powerful, invisible forces at play. They're shaping your habits, your thoughts, even what you do next. And most of the time, we don't even notice. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the hidden architecture of our digital lives.
I mean, come on, we've all been there, right? That mindless scroll that just, happens. The itch to check for one more notification. I'm here to tell you, it's not a lack of willpower. It's by design.
See, the most successful apps out there, they aren't just useful little tools. They are, quite literally, habit machines. They have been meticulously engineered from the ground up to weave themselves into the very fabric of your daily routine.
And the playbook for all of this? It really comes from one place, a groundbreaking book by Nir Eyal called Hooked. His whole point is that this isn't an accident. It's the result of a very deliberate psychological framework that companies use to make sure we keep coming back. And this is the secret sauce. The hook model. It's a simple 4-step loop: a trigger, an action, a variable reward, and finally, an investment. This is the engine that runs inside apps like Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube. It creates a cycle that once you're in it, is incredibly hard to break.
So really, you should think of this model as an architect's blueprint. But instead of building a house, it's a blueprint for persuasion. It's a plan designed not just to get you to visit, but to get you to move in. Okay, so a blueprint is one thing, right? It's a plan on paper. But how do you actually build this thing? Let's get into the tools of the trade and see how these psychological ideas get translated line by line into the code that runs the whole show.
And this slide, I think, just nails it. It perfectly shows the two sides of the coin. On one side, you've got the why. That's the psychology from the hook model. And on the other, you've got the how, the actual bricks and mortar of the web, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. They are totally inseparable.
It all kicks off with a trigger. Now, this can be something external and obvious, like that little red notification badge screaming for your attention. Or it can be internal, like that feeling of boredom or loneliness that makes you reach for your phone without a single conscious thought.
And the technology behind these triggers, it can be shockingly simple. Take a look at this. It's just one line of code. But what it does is huge. It lets a website ask to be saved right on your phone's home screen. And boom, just like that, it's a constant, visible trigger waiting for you every single time you unlock your phone.
All right, so you've been triggered, you take an action, you open the app. Now you're looking for a reward. But here's the crucial part. It's not just any reward, it's a variable reward. This is the exact same psychological pull that makes slot machines so insanely addictive. You never know what you're going to get, so you just keep pulling the lever. The technology that powers this digital slot machine is something called Ajax. All you really need to know is that it's a technique that lets apps load new content, new photos, new updates without you ever having to hit refresh. It's the magic behind the infinite scroll. So every single flick of your thumb is a pull of that lever, delivering a random, unpredictable, and sometimes delightful new reward. Now for the final and maybe cleverest piece of the hook, investment. This whole step taps into a weird little quirk in our brains called the IKEA effect. I think you know the feeling. You spend hours assembling some flat-pack furniture, and when you're done, you love that slightly wobbly bookshelf way more than you should. Why? Because you put work into it.
Apps do the exact same thing. When an app walks you through building a profile, or choosing your interests, or creating a playlist, it's not just gathering data. It's making you assemble your own digital furniture. You're investing your time and your effort, and that makes you way more committed. You have skin in the game now. And of course, behind every one of these customizable little features, you find the code. You'll see simple CSS making a button look nice, and some JavaScript that's just listening for your clicks and swipes so it can respond instantly. Every single psychological hook is brought to life by these very real technical tools.
So, we have the psychology and we have the technology. You put those two together and you're handing creators an immense amount of power. And that power, well, it raises a massive question. What's the moral responsibility of the people building these things?
To help navigate these pretty tricky ethical waters, Nir Eyal actually proposes a framework he calls the manipulation matrix. It's basically a tool for creators to take an honest look in the mirror and ask themselves about the morality of what they're building.
The matrix asks two really simple but profound questions. First, does the person who made this product actually use it themselves? And second, does this product materially improve the user's life? This creates 4 quadrants and 4 very different kinds of creators: the facilitator, the peddler, the entertainer, and the dealer.
A facilitator builds something they use and that genuinely helps people. That's the goal, right? An entertainer creates things that are fun but maybe don't improve your life, like a fleetingly addictive game. A peddler sells things they don't believe in or use themselves. And then there's the dealer, who knowingly exploits users with a product they wouldn't touch, creating harmful dependencies.
So understanding the blueprint and the bricks behind all these apps, it forces us to ask this one final critical question. The next time you find yourself lost in a scroll, just pause for a second. Look at the digital architecture all around you and ask, who did they build this for? And in their design, am I the customer or am I the product?